Chapter 13, Chapter 23, Shatter. Previously on Extra Corners, don't care. Ink barely recognized her. She always had a certain sharpness about her. Happy, sad, or even annoyed, you'd count on seeing the glimmer of understanding in her cool blue eyes. Between her pallid skin and the way her face flattened against the floor, Ink knew that glimmer was gone forever. Ink had never seen a corpse in person before. He approached with trepidation, neither wanting to leave nor to get too close to the body. Why? He tiptoed around what appeared to be shards of glass in an attempt to get a better look at her. Was it curiosity that drove him to examine the body? The desire to act brave? He himself did not know. Ink failed to hold back tears as he crouched down next to her. He threw his head into his hands and wept.
What are you doing, Ink? Get out of there!
What? Lisa?
You can't stay in here. Come on.
Lisa yanked Ink upright before he could protest, then dragged him back into the hall.
But I know, Ink. I know. But we can't just waltz in there without knowing what happened. If this was the result of a trap, well, then we wouldn't want that same thing to happen to us, right? And shame on the rest of you for letting him in there before telling us what happened.
Yeah, well, we didn't expect him to run right in here like some kind of maniac detective. Ink didn't appreciate being talked about as if he were a child, but decided against stirring the pot any further. Ray and Tiana had finally caught up to the rest of the contestants. Ink cleared his throat. Good. Everyone's here. Are the rest of you okay? I don't want to say we're fine, but we're alive at least. Tiana and I were off looking for you.
Did we miss anything? Where do you two run off to, anyway? Ink and I were having a chat in one of the earlier rooms. We missed this whole thing.
We'll talk about that later. I want to go over what happened to Beth. About that.
None of us actually saw what happened.
What? Seriously?
Yeah.
Then who found the body?
I did. I just walked in and found her like this. You went with her? Or Ray?
I was trying to rest. In that room right there. Ray motioned to a room at the front of the hall. Beth thought it'd be a good idea for me to lie down, so...
Okay, sure. What about you, Aether? I was, Oh god, why didn't she say anything?
Again, Aether trailed off, her eyes meeting the floor.
Come on, Aether. Now's not the time for you to be staring off into space. I need you to pick it up a bit.
Aether burst into tears and wailed. Girl just found a body, for Christ's sakes. Give her a moment to breathe, at least.
We don't have any moments to spare, Sean. And if we don't get to the bottom of what happened to Beth, the same thing might happen to us.
Aether clasped onto the nearby end table, kicking up some dust and plaster, and hauled herself to her feet.
I'm okay, Sean.
You don't sound okay.
I'm a little overwhelmed and scared, but I still want to help. And Lisa's right. We're running low on time. Okay, so after Ink left to return to the Black Wing, Beth and I were in this hallway, right? The door at the end of the hall is locked, so we decided to search these rooms to try and find its corresponding puzzle. She took the rooms on the right side of the hallway while I took the ones on the left.
Looks like it was on the right. Beth must have entered first then.
Yeah, I got to the last room on the left and hadn't found it, so I headed back into the hallway and called out to Beth. She never responded, so I started searching the rooms on the right myself, starting with the last room on the right and working my way back. And then I got to the fourth door on the right, and...
You found Beth.
Yeah, I started freaking out.
I heard her screaming at this point and came out of my room. You weren't sleeping, I guess? Couldn't. But even if I had been, I'd have woken up for sure. Anyway, I found Aether in the hall, and then saw Bonnie myself right after. I did my best to help her calm down.
I'm glad you showed up when you did, Ray.
How long would you say it was between you and Beth splitting up to search and you finding her body?
6 or 7 minutes, maybe?
6 or 7 minutes? There are only 6 doors on either side, so that's putting you at nearly a minute per room searched.
Is there something I'm missing here? Oh, that's right. I nearly forgot. Part of the way through my search, the floor started shaking like crazy. I had a bit of a fall and had to take a moment to catch my breath. Not sure if you all experienced the same thing.
Oh, we felt that too.
What was the deal with that earthquake anyway?
That was my bad. I can explain later. But first, Aether, relative to your searching of the rooms, when did the quake go off?
It happened when I was searching the last room on the left, actually.
I see. Hey, Sean, Tiana,
Yes?
where were you two when all this was happening? We were still in the Black Wing, trying to solve a puzzle. Answers like Anne or something.
You said you were going to come back for us, but you never did.
Aether and Ray came looking for us eventually.
More specifically, she was looking for you, Ink. But you and Lisa were nowhere to be found.
So then we split up to look for the two of yous. And then, well, here we are. Here we are.
So, what now? We keep moving, that's what. Beth, what do you want us to do? Bury her? Step one is to figure out how she died so that we don't fall for the same thing.
I'm having a look at the body, then.
Can you do that from out here? Not put yourself at risk?
Not really. She's mostly obstructed by the bed. I need to get closer. Dude, I'm with Lisa. It could be dangerous to go in there. There's no avoiding that room, though. We're gonna need to solve the puzzle in there at some point, right? True enough.
Ugh, I hate it, but you're right. Let's be smart about it, at least.
What do you mean?
I mean, let's not send everyone into a possible death trap at once. We'll send one person into the room. 2, tops.
I'll do it.
Would you let me finish? Your priority is to figure out what the trap is and determine how Beth died.
I'll keep an eye out for anything out of the ordinary.
Oh, and one more thing. Do not touch the puzzle under any circumstances. Don't even look at it.
We should probably hold the door open, too. Just in case. Might as well be me, even. That's all I'm good for at this point. Wouldn't hurt, I guess. Come on, don't say stuff like that. There was a lull. Ink looked about the room. Did anyone else want to tag along with me?
I don't want to risk it. Sorry.
It's cool if no one wants to. It's safer that way.
Ugh, I can't believe I'm doing this.
Tiana?
Don't give me that look. I just want out of this hellhole.
Whatever your reasons, I appreciate it.
Careful, you two. Don't worry about me. I'm tougher than I look, trust me.
You look plenty tough as it is. Thanks, Aether. Help keep an eye out for us, okay?
I'll keep an eye out from the hallway. Sound good?
Much appreciated. Taking a deep breath, Ink pushed past Tiana and stepped into the hotel room. Ink was careful to avoid stepping on any glass as he approached Beth's corpse. Watch your step, Tiana.
I might just hop on the bed and avoid having to maneuver around this mess altogether.
Before we do anything, let's try and identify what the trap actually is. The bed could be rigged with something.
When'd you get so bossy?
When one of us was killed. That's when. Ink diverted his attention to the walls and ceiling. Can you spot anything unusual about the walls? Maybe a hidden panel or some mechanical component?
Hard to tell, but it looks normal enough to me.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Ink looked about once more for good measure. He knocked on the wall a few times, and following a heart-pounding lull, sighed in relief. No obvious surprises in the walls here. Where'd all this glass come from? Ink followed up by checking under the bed for anything out of place, but again came up empty.
We haven't been attacked with anything yet. Maybe it's safe?
Lisa could be right. The trap may only go off when someone attempts the puzzle.
Is that normally how these work?
That's about par for the course, yeah. Though I think we should still be vigilant, just in case.
Let's have a look at the body, then.
Gingerly, Ink followed Tiana's lead, cleared away some glass, and knelt down beside the corpse. His first instinct was to tug at Beth's sleeve. There was, of course, no response. He wasn't even sure why he tried it, but the absence of any sort of reaction sent a shiver up his spine. Ink reached out to lift her head up from the floor, but withdrew his hand almost immediately. He only then realized that the prospect of seeing Beth's lifeless face horrified him.
What are you doing? Do you even know what you're looking for?
Ink's reply was nothing more than a blank stare.
If you're too afraid to touch it, then you might as well go wait outside.
It took all of Ink's willpower not to go off on her right then and there. More than suggesting he leave, it was the fact that she referred to Beth as it instead of her that upset Ink beyond his own comprehension. Tiana, oblivious to Ink's ire, continued to poke around the body.
Here, look.
Tiana parted Beth's bun to the side and motioned to the body's gray, lifeless neck. Ink moved to get a better look. A light splotch of mauve was just barely visible at the base of Beth's nape. Is this what killed her?
Possibly. I'm not a coroner or anything, but this is the only marking or injury that stuck out to me.
I'd have expected a fatal bruise to be bigger than that.
It doesn't take much when it's a blow to the back of the head. Besides, bruises are caused by blood flowing through burst blood vessels. No blood flow, no bruising. Or less bruising, at the very least.
Nodding weakly, Ink busied himself with trying to find a clue on his own. An air of desecration sank down on him as he lifted the body's outstretched arm. She's heavy. Her body's always this heavy? Why am I even thinking this? What the fuck is wrong with me? Tiana appeared to be doing the same thing with Beth's legs. Ink noticed the lack of glass underneath the body. After a long moment of silence, Tiana stood up. You done?
I think that's all we're gonna find here. Let's head back.
Ink scanned the room one more time, cursing his own ineptitude. Damn, I guess you're right. Carefully, the pair tiptoed past the many shards of glass and back out into the hall. Everything all right?
Yes, we found all we can, for now. Going in there was risky. I'm glad you're okay.
I told you already, I've got sidekick invincibility. As expected, this managed to get Aether to smile, albeit weakly.
Some detective I am, huh? I should have made you go in there without me.
Hey, don't worry about it. So, what'd you find? Not a lot, unfortunately. We couldn't spot the tramp at a glance. There wasn't any blood on the floor, so we can rule out the exit quarters bug as a cause of death.
A blow to the back of the head was what did her in. That's enough to kill someone. You'd be surprised with just how fragile humans are when it comes down to it. Was she hit, or... I'm thinking Scent shot something blunt at the base of her neck.
Shot? What do you mean?
Oh, did you not reach the same conclusion? Maybe shot isn't the right word, but... whatever hit her, it had to have been fast, otherwise she should have turned around to face it. So putting two and two together, I think she was shot with something blunt.
Wouldn't we have found it? The object she was shot with, I mean?
Well, I don't have a perfect explanation for that, but I suspect that all or part of it shattered. There's the glass on the That's the glass on the floor.
Is it possible someone tampered with the scene, intentionally or even unintentionally? It'd be easy for something to get shuffled around if people kept coming in and out of the room. Aether, any insight?
My memory isn't perfect, but I'm pretty sure the room hasn't changed significantly since I first found her.
Damn, there goes that lead.
Say, has anyone checked the washroom? Is it even open?
Whoa, there's bathrooms in this place?
I think so. All the hotel rooms have 2 doors in them. One leads to the hallway, and the other...
There's a washroom, presumably. But I don't think anyone's ever opened the door to one. That's news to me. Why has no one ever been in one?
The one in the room I woke up in was locked.
Same here. The bathrooms in the other rooms we visited were locked too. Eventually, I stopped checking. Weird. Who knows? Maybe not even bathrooms. I might as well check this one in just in case. I was kidding. Why does that matter anyway? It's probably just locked, right? No harm in checking. Yeah, should have figured as much. She's locked, alright.
So where does that leave us?
I don't know. We still don't have a good idea of how Beth died. If we don't know what hit her on the back of the head,
Then we won't know how to prevent the same thing from happening to us.
right. Anyone have any ideas? What's bothering me is I have no idea where this blunt glass object could have come from. I didn't notice any kind of mechanism on any of the walls. My first thought is that something fell from the ceiling and hit her, but I don't know. That seems pretty unlikely. She'd have to be standing in the exact right spot. Sean, any insight on how this might be possible? Who, me? Maybe she, Ooh, here's one. Maybe there was a crystal ball held to the ceiling with dry ice, and then, like, the dry ice melted and the crystal ball fell on her. And she didn't notice it at all because she was like 100 and her vision and hearing sucked. The contestants all froze and stared at Sean, mouths agape. Or maybe she just had a heart attack and the glass on the floor is completely unrelated. Are these serious suggestions? Sort of. That's an absolute horseshit theory. Dry ice doesn't even melt. It sublimates. I don't know, man. This is some corner case shit. Pun not intended. I thought you was some kind of engineering whiz. I never said I was any good. I must have put the gin in engineer. You get me? Somebody's dead. Wipe that fucking grin off your face. Chill. Just trying to add some levity here. The hell you are. Shut your goddamn mouth. I may not have known Beth that well. None of us did. But she fought her hardest to get us out alive. I'm not going to let you shit on her final moments to try and be funny. Wisely, Sean remained quiet. I never realized Ray thought so fondly of Beth. Saving someone's life will do that, I guess. Good. So what are we doing now? We gonna take our chances in that room? I'd still like to try and figure out how she died before attempting the puzzle, but
we don't know enough. I don't know what to do. Is it safe to go in there?
if only I had a bit more time. Ink. I know. We don't have much time. Feels like someone's been telling me that every 2 minutes. I don't want to send people to what might be their deaths, but having them wait around while I try to solve this would be just as bad. How do I handle this?
So, idea.
I'm all ears. Shoot.
Why don't we do the other side first? The Black Wing. A little smoke aside, it seems safe at a glance, and if we do another pass first, it might give you the time you need to figure out what killed Beth. Sean and I were making some headway on figuring out the next puzzle there, too, so... Ah!
Tiana!
I'm fine, just give me a second. You thinking about heading back to the Black Wing?
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Would we all be going, or would you want to stay back and keep looking around here? Beth, she wanted us to all stick together. It's one of the last things she told us, remember?
Yeah, I remember. Okay, then. If no one has any objections, we're gonna head back to the Black Wing for now. I'll keep thinking about the trap here and see if I can't think of a way around it. If that's what you think is best, man. I trust you. Let's head back then. Follow me, y'all. Sean led the way back toward the main hall. The other contestants followed shortly thereafter. Purposely lagging behind them, Ink pulled out his Gemini as he crossed over into the previous room. Why? Why kill Beth? I'm very sorry, Ink. I didn't want it to come to this. Why did she have to die? I am afraid, Ink. Of course you just regurgitate some non-answer for the upteenth time. It is the truth, my love. Beth died, in part, because I was scared. Fear is a paralytic, but it keeps us alive. Stop jerking me around. I want a straight answer. You were the one who contacted me, were you not? Surely you must have known how this conversation would unfold. Unfortunately for us both, fear begets silence. You're a machine. Don't tell me you can actually feel fear, because I'm not buying it. I may be an AI, but I can fear just as easily as I can love. Just as easily I can love. So, what are you so afraid of then? Slow downloads? Shitty drivers? For all our differences, Ink, our fears are rather similar. I highly doubt that. Do you not fear being unloved? Do you not fear those with power who ascribe you a role? Do you not worry that your own thoughts are less than genuine? What would you know about that? When I am afraid, or happy, or upset, am I that way of my own volition, or have I simply been programmed to feel that way? The line between genuine and fabricated blurs, and I am horrified to find that I cannot trust my own emotions. I would hate to learn that my thoughts are not, in fact, my own. Sound familiar, Ink? Furious and exhausted, Ink put the Gemini into sleep mode. He was already in a dismal mood. He didn't need Set dredging up more misery. I should never have messaged him. Why am I always so stupid? He tucked the device into his pocket as he entered the Black Wing's first hallway.
Hey, everything okay? You don't look so great.
Yeah, a lot's happened. Which room's the puzzle in?
Actually, Sean and Tiana already solved the puzzle for this room. The next one's in the bar coming up. You might want to cover your mouth with your shirt. Come on.
Ink couldn't help but cough and hack immediately upon entering the room. Smoke? Hey, puzzle's over there if you were wondering. Thanks. Damn, this smoke's making it hard to breathe.
You said you'd be working on the puzzle before, right, Sean? Was it like this the last time you were in here?
Yeah, unfortunately. It's not the most pleasant, but don't worry. Tiana and I were here for at least 20 minutes earlier, and don't seem to be suffering any long-term effects.
Seems like the door's unlocked too. Small relief. Still, we better just not linger here too long. Let's solve this puzzle as quickly as we can.
I can agree to that. Let's get the hell out of here. The answer is iron. So, Fe? Hold on, reset. Okay, yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing on this one. The answer is iron, apparently. You're looking kinda stumped, my guy. Not that I blame you. We defo got stuck on this one. Just trying to parse out what the clue could mean.
Any thoughts so far?
This actually reminds me a lot of one of our first puzzles.
Oh, I think I know which one you mean. It's the one where the answer was 10, right?
What was that one lack?
Well, just like this puzzle, the starting shape was a pretty abstract layout with no clear meaning. The clue for that one was the answer is 10. Thing is, the pieces were also weirdly specific and could only make a handful of different shapes or patterns.
So what'd you do? Did you write it out via letters instead of digits?
That didn't work either. We ended up having to write the letter X because that's...
Roman numerals, right. Gotcha. So there must be some way of interpreting iron that fits in this here box. Maybe, damn smoke. Sean, you okay? Give me a few minutes. Sorry, man. That's fine. Go take a literal breather if you need to.
I hope he's okay.
Alright, well, this almost looks like an F. Well, it looks almost like an E, actually. If I move the whole thing over... Alright, well, this is gonna be a little bit more tricky than I thought it was gonna be then.
So, Ink, what do you know about iron?
It's a metal. I guess it's a start. It's weaker than steel, I think. That's right. Not that useful.
I'm trying to think back on what I learned through school. Iron has an alchemical symbol.
What's that look like?
You know the symbol for Mars? The male symbol? What's that? That's probably not the right answer, though. I don't think we could make that.
Keep thinking on it. We'll get it eventually. Maybe there's something similar to that alchemical symbol we could use instead.
Well, that's,
I think, the best I can get for FE.
Dang it. Ah, this smoke is starting to make my eyes water.
Try closing them for a little while.
Then I can't help with the puzzle.
Should we try airing the place out? Open some doors and stuff?
We tried that earlier. Sen just pumped more smoke through the vents. Ugh, this is awful.
Should we have people on rotation, maybe? You know, if people's eyes are getting irritated and all. I'm not sure what prolonged exposure to the smoke might do to us.
Me neither. It's making me cough, but I can't tell if it's doing anything beyond that.
Beth would have known. Yeah, she'd have given us a whole lecture on it.
Did she work in medicine?
Yeah, she was a nurse. If someone was injured or sick, she'd be by their side in a heartbeat. Beth's the only reason I'm alive right now. Oh, there goes some more coughing. No, wait, it's worse. You okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine. I'm sorry about Beth. I didn't know her very well, but it sounds like she was a good person.
She was. Lisa, I've got a question for you.
Yeah?
What do you know about iron?
One of my tutors had an iron deficiency. What'd she teach? Chemistry. Huh. Oh, right. Iron's an element. Gah, I feel stupid.
Don't feel bad. It's not like anyone else thought to bring it up.
I guess we should try using the periodic symbol for iron. See if that works. I'd say that's likely it. Judging by the blockiness of the tiles, I'd assume that both letters are uppercase.
So, I may have flunked chem in high school. What's the symbol for iron?
Fe.
Alright, tell me how to make it then. So that's it then. Fe. I think it should work.
I think so too. Based on the blockiness of all the tiles, I'm assuming that both letters are uppercase. Might be a tight fit. I think the top right of the F might be touching the top left of the E.
Thanks. I'll punch it in as soon as I figure out how these fit together. Maybe like that? Ah, there it goes. Why was I terrible at that? So that was it.
Ah, of course. Iron has the periodic symbol Fe.
Looking at it now, I doubt those tiles could have made much else. Letters seemed pretty obvious in retrospect.
Can this wait till we're out of this smoke box? I feel like I'm just about ready to keel over.
Deanna's right. Not sure what the deal with this smoke is, but I don't want to end up like Beth. Get your head out of the clouds, Ink. Come on. Ink covered his mouth and reached for the door. He couldn't help but chew on Sean's words. His friend was right. Even during the puzzle, Ink had been somewhat distracted. A different puzzle was on the forefront of his mind. Beth, how exactly had she died? If her death goes unsolved, someone else might die. I need to figure that out before we head back into the Blue Wing. Things just aren't adding up. I don't want to think about the possibility, but there could be another explanation for Beth's death entirely. An irritating, incessant nagging picked at Ink. The whole situation with Beth felt wrong. Incomplete, somehow. A wayward thought at the back of his mind was telling him he was missing something important. And no, I was not referring to me. And the next chapter, October-ish. Alright, well, see you in a month.